Hello everyone, how you doing today? All right, it is a beautiful day out here in the Vancouver, Washington area. I am actually on my way to a small airport there in Vancouver, Washington, to take my very first flight as far as school. I'm going to be taking a discovery flight because I have decided that I'm going to start the process of getting my private pilot license. Today we're doing a discovery flight, and it looks like we'll be flying a Cessna 172 from what I'm told. So I'm going to be meeting up with my instructor there at the school. This is the very first step in me doing this. I know I'm starting my career in the aviation industry, so I thought, you know what, if we're going to do it, let's do it. Let's just do it all the way. So I know this is going to take a little while for me to get my private pilot's license. From what I'm told, it probably takes around 10, maybe 12 grand in total to do it. I think most people do it in around 4 to 6 months, but I'm not in a hurry, so I'm probably going to be taking a little longer, between 6 to 12 months to get it done. It gives me a little bit more time to reload the pocketbook, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get this going. I'm actually still waiting to hear back from my interview as far as becoming a flight attendant. So I'm still waiting to hear on that, what the next steps might be. But in the meanwhile, like I said, you know what? If I'm going to do the aviation thing, let's do it all the way. I think it's a good idea for me, and I'm super stoked about getting this going. So I'm going to be taking some more footage from the airport, from the ground, from the cockpit, and giving you a little bit more background on how my experience was today. And I expect that it's going to be an amazing day, an amazing experience, leading me to ultimately getting my private pilot's license. So join me if you will. Thanks for joining me here today, and hopefully you'll take a little bit of something from it today. And here we go. So luckily, I work really, really close to the airport, probably about a 3-minute drive, and leads me straight there right after work, which is great. So this place came pretty highly recommended overall on Google and from what I asked around. So once I got there, this was kind of the view of all the planes they had there on the ground. And this is the plane that I'm going to be training in. This is the Cessna 172. With my wonderful instructor, Josh. We had a great time. It was great to get to know him. He comes from a long line of pilots in his lineage. And this is what we started going off. He just basically started me right off in the airplane. Started giving me a lesson, a little bit of idea on the controls and safety, harness, etc., etc. And this is us taking off right here. Now we're going to have our first discovery flight, and there we go. We're up in the air. Overall, it was really smooth. It was a pretty windy day this day, and he did warn me that there might be some bumps along the way. But I got to say, overall, it was really smooth. There were a couple bumps, but nothing to be alarmed about. That is the Columbia River there on the left-hand side. That is the 5 freeway, the bridge connecting Oregon to Washington State. And this here is Vancouver, downtown Vancouver, Washington. There's the 5 again on the left. So across the water, that is Oregon State, and we're flying right above the waterfront right there in Vancouver. So we kind of took off to a more secluded area, which was nice. He obviously took off, and he lands the plane later on. But during our flight, I was surprised to learn that he was going to let me fly the plane for considerable amount of time. I think I flew it probably around 30, 40, maybe even 45 minutes. We did some maneuvers, some left turns, right turns, going up, going down, just to have a nice feel of what the plane was all about. And it felt pretty good. Beautiful sights. I mean, there's so much to see up there. So much greenery that we've been having lately. This summer has been very, very nice to us. And overall, it was a really smooth flight. I can tell Josh was very, very knowledgeable about what he was talking about, and he explained things pretty well to me. And once he took over the controls of the plane, after I had my time, you can tell he was very, experienced with flying. So this is us coming back into the airport right here. So this is sped up a little bit for time's sake, but you can see we're flying right over this industrial center here. And that is the 14th freeway right there on the left-hand side. You see the Columbia River all the way to the left. And yeah, we just had a really smooth flight. I was really excited, maybe a little bit nervous, but overall it was pretty good. It was really nice. And here we come in for a landing right here. Very smooth landing. And here we are. Touchdown. There we go. Nice and smooth. So it was really interesting for me to find out that unlike a car, the way you drive on the ground is not with your hands. The handlebars have nothing to do with driving. It's all about the footwork. And that's what brakes and left and turns and right and the whole thing. So this is us taxiing us back to the to our parking space, which I believe was me driving at this point in time. So yeah, like I said, this is a discovery flight, but my instructor did a lot for me, had a lot for me to do, which was great because I really felt confident about taking the next step and taking lesson number 2. There's us coming into the airport. It was a beautiful day. Really, really beautiful day. Lots of other planes, everyone here at the school was very friendly, very welcoming. And here we are parking into our parking space once again. And so he's going to show me a little bit of the controls again and how we go ahead and shut down the plane properly, how we tie it down. Since it was a little windy, we didn't want any of the wings to get damaged during the wind that was being had that day. And yeah, so it was all about safety first and foremost, and we had a great flight. Great discovery flight. Okay, done. Discovery flight has been completed. I actually have my logbook. First hour is scheduled in, and actually everything went really nice. It wasn't too windy, and I think I did pretty well for my first time. So now I'm looking forward to the next one.